Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. One of the most popular XRP chart analysts on the entire planet says, get ready for XRP because it's next. I got another analyst saying that you should expect XRP to substantially outperform Bitcoin in the coming months, like tenfold style. So what I want to highlight in this video is a lot of it will be opinions from chart analysts, but what I've been finding of late, and I've mentioned this in a few recent videos where I'm talking about price, is that there are a lot of analysts saying very similar things about price expectation for XRP at about the same time. I don't normally see this. This is only the fourth time that I can say that I've seen this for the entirety of the time I've been running this YouTube channel. The other three times when analysts were saying about the same thing within roughly the same time period, there were some serious fireworks for XRP. The first time was in the beginning of November 1 year ago, and inside of a couple weeks or so, it took off. The next time was when XRP ran up to roughly $2 earlier this year, around April. And then again this summer, after bouncing from as low as, I think it was 52 cents, rallied upward. And I'm just noticing, maybe there's something to the wisdom of the group of analysts that I happen to follow, and I've got more comments from these analysts along those lines that I want to share with you. So it's about probability. Does it mean something's going to happen imminently? Well, maybe not. I don't know. And even if they're right, it doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow or a week from now or 2 weeks from now, because the time frames for this type of activity, for most analysts, it's not that specific a thing. It's more about acknowledging market structure rather than nailing down some sort of small time window, basically. But exciting nonetheless, because again, I don't normally see this with the group of analysts that I choose to follow. I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related stuff, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Market does seem to be declining a bit at the time I'm recording this. You can see as I scroll through the top, top 50 coins on the first page here, mostly a sea of red. You got some a little bit green, but it doesn't really particularly matter as far as I'm concerned. XRP is still sitting around a $1.24. Bitcoin hit another all-time high just yesterday, and at the time I'm recording this, it's at $66,951. Market cap for the asset class just a hair under $3 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance at 42.41%. And the market cap was over $3 trillion for the first time ever, very recently, within the last 24 hours. It's astonishing. It's astonishing. Like, these types of numbers, they seemed fake and pretend just a few years ago in the eyes of so many people, but I said, look, I don't pretend to know when this is going to happen, but at some point, this asset class will become a trillion-dollar asset class, and then a multi-trillion-dollar asset class. And I've also said at some point, it'll exceed 10 trillion, and it'll be tens of trillions, and probably, ultimately, over $100 trillion. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen. Maybe some of the bigger targets we don't hit until the next market cycle, but it's an inevitability. That's why I keep saying, investing in crypto is the quickest way to make the most money in life, right? Outside of if you're lucky and you win the lottery, perhaps, right? It just is the case. We are so fortunate to be living in the time that we're living. And so Bitcoin's all-time high, here you go, $68,392.77. It hit it within the last 24 hours. As you can, here's a 24-hour chart on your screen right now. Absolutely astonishing. And so it makes you wonder, like, if the blockchain backer is correct, we are at the very, very tail end of Bitcoin price action. But if other analysts are correct in terms of where they expect Bitcoin to top off, we're just getting started. So we're going to know in short order what is reasonable to expect on that front. And that's important because how high Bitcoin goes is going to be a strong indicator of how high XRP and other cryptocurrencies go, because when people start taking profit from Bitcoin, if it's at a higher price, there's just that much more money to flow into XRP and other altcoins. So I want as high a Bitcoin price as is possible. Here's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. It's at 75 out of 100, indicating the market participants are in greed. And just yesterday, it was 84 out of 100, indicating market participants, just yesterday, were in extreme greed. There you go. And it's just so funny because this, if anything, as the prices heat up like this, you should get more nervous. You should be feeling fear, but you're feeling greed, because like, the truth of the matter is that at some point, as market participants feel like this, like it does mean that you're hitting at least a local top for price action. People just don't get, like, people really, like, there's such a thing as personal responsibility. So people, I think they should be able to do whatever they want, and they are, but they really should maybe do a little bit more homework about what it is to invest in stuff and understanding the human psychology behind it, because you, being a human, you listening to this, and me, like, we are our own worst enemy when it comes to investing. The biggest investment risk is yourself, because, like, you're emotional, right? And so some of you are better at controlling that than others, but still it's the biggest threat out there. And then there's this from chart analyst Credible Crypto. On November 2nd, and I shared this before on the channel, but I want to read this again. This is from Credible Crypto. The XRP chart below is from my last YouTube video on XRP made in August. The chart next to it is another coin that I came across today, excuse me, that has the same structure, but is one step ahead with the fifth wave already in progress. Do you see it now? And so here is the XRP chart that he drew from back in August. And then here's the one he was comparing it to. This cryptocurrency is called Origin Trail. It's known as TRAC, T-R-A-C. And he's noting, go back to the XRP chart. You can see it's very similar. That's what he's pointing out. Do you see it now, he asks. And then he tweeted this out today. He wrote, another one. If you thought Origin Track was an anomaly, here you go. Get ready for XRP, because it's next. And here's the chart. And this is not a cryptocurrency that I was familiar with. It doesn't matter. LRC. Okay. It's doing the same damn thing. And it's what I keep highlighting, at least from time to time I do. Like, a lot of these patterns that you're seeing in various cryptocurrencies, like, it's not unique to one cryptocurrency. Like, you really are seeing it again and again and again. And why might that be? Perhaps it's an indication that people are not sufficiently valuing fundamentals, and they're just treating every coin about the same. It's just human DNA out there. People just bobbing around off each other. Then take a look at this. I just thought this was kind of funny. Somebody wrote to Credible Crypto, it just simply wrote, XRP really died. Oh, God. Credible Crypto responded to that and said, if you think that, you're not gonna make it. XRP is not dead, my friends. It's moving in tandem with the market, and when it goes, it goes. In fact, Leb Crypto, chart analyst Leb Crypto, he's getting at just that point, in fact. And so Leb Crypto and Credible Crypto, they're actually two of the analysts that I highlighted 1 year ago who were hitting the nail on the head with the expectation that XRP was about to blast off. And it was about 25 cents a year ago, and then it did rally up to, I think, as high as maybe 80 cents or so, which we hadn't seen in basically forever. People thought it was impossible for it to do that. Clearly not impossible, though. And so here's what Leb Crypto said. This is just the other day. XRP simmer time is almost over. The charts continue to point to a big move. XRP likely to outperform Bitcoin by 10x over the coming few months. When XRP moves, try not to sell early. It'll likely be a bullish rally over 2 to 4 months with scary shakeouts. Now that would be something that would be a little bit different than last market cycle, especially for the final burst up. Because XRP, in its biggest rally in history, went from 20-something cents to almost $4 over a span of about 2.5 weeks, not 2 to 4 months. So that would be different. But I can tell you, too, it didn't go up in a straight line to almost $4 from that in that 2.5 week period. I was there. It was extremely volatile, and people were every day getting shaken out of market, it seems. It was a wild ride. So looking forward to seeing where this goes again. And then there was this from another tweet from chart analyst Leb Crypto. Once XRP reclaims the first blue trend line, and I believe that will happen soon, then it begins its bull rally to 2018 highs and beyond. And folks, I keep seeing this, and I've been highlighting it for days and days and days. Is it the case that all these analysts that are saying this stuff are wrong when they were right about it the last 3 times? Is there something to the group wisdom? It's about probability, so I guess if I had to guess, I'd say, yeah, more likely than not. Something in the relatively near future is going to happen. It's going to be ridiculous. And then there's confidence and faith in XRP again, just because of what's happening in the moment. And this is why so many people, my gosh, if they just understood the human psychology side of this, they could have just loaded up on all of these cryptos on the cheap during the bear market. Well, at least a lot of you know this, and even if you're new to crypto, you're probably learning this now. So I have a feeling that you're going to act with sufficient wisdom when we do enter the bear market, knowing that crypto is not going away and not going to zero, even after things eventually plummet after rocketing upward. Here's the chart Love Crypto is talking about reclaiming this blue line right here where I'm moving my mouse right there. It says once that happens, it's off. Here's another tweet from Love Crypto from earlier today. What usually happens after use of high time frame consolidation and coiling is a very strong impulse, like a whoa, where did that come from kind of move. I expect the beginning of this move very soon, as I've been saying for a few weeks now, and it lasts for 2 to 4 months. And here's what he's talking about. It's been within that range for a very, very long time. The longer things consolidate, the greater the blast off when it finally happens. I don't know of any analysts that don't say that, right? That's the truth. Here's another analyst, Harry. He's at Geraldo XRP on Twitter. And he is very well known within the XRP community for having called the beginning of that XRP rally I was citing just a minute ago the biggest one in history, middle of December 2017, which took it from about 20 cents or so all the way up to almost $4. He called that, and he also called the very tippy top on January 4th when it hit almost $4. And he simply tweeted out the following: XRP fans, here comes the fizz. Don't mind seeing that one bit. Like, so again, folks, I keep seeing it from, and I don't think these people are copying each other. It doesn't happen that often, but they happen to be aligning and saying very similar things that are catching my attention here. So this is not the time to lose hope. And by the way, as far as Harry's expectations, you can see what he wrote here in his bio, where most people would put like a description of themselves in some capacity. He just wrote XRP plus $20. I love it. I love the optimism. I really do. Oh my. And then there's this from DIY Investing. How could Bitcoin possibly go to $250,000 with only a couple months left in the year? As if it hasn't happened exactly like this every cycle in the last 10 years, LOL. The 3.618 to the 4.236 will set you free. Believe me or not, I am selling the damn top regardless. And so look, DIY Investing, he does not believe in this idea of lengthening cycles as many other analysts do. And he's bold with his expectations and predictions of what's going to happen with this market, and I can respect that. We'll see who ends up being right here. But that's why he's saying that huge number, because that, as far as he's concerned, that's the end of the cycle. Most analysts that I follow think that it could drag into like Q1 or Q2. So we'll see who's right. I don't pretend to know. I'm not an analyst here. It's just fun to track all this and see who ends up getting like these highly consequential moves correct. But $250,000. Look, things happen fast in crypto. I'm not going to actually rule anything out. That would really be something, but you can imagine what that would mean for XRP, right? How much money do you think is going to freaking flow into XRP? Wow. So we shall see here. And then there's also this from DIY Investing. Bear market low for Bitcoin will be $1 trillion market cap end of 2022 to the beginning of 2023. Or roughly $50,000 to $60,000 per Bitcoin. 80% down from $250,000 per Bitcoin is $52,000. Believe me or don't, time will prove it. Yeah, so this idea of this huge correction for Bitcoin of somewhere in the neighborhood of 80%, I buy into it as long as we see this huge burst up additionally. Without a huge burst up, like what would be the impetus for such a crash? I can't imagine what that would be. But that's why when it comes to the crash stuff, like people think that you can just have these outrageous quick moves to the upside without any sort of serious correction, and that's just not how it works. And this is not specific to Bitcoin or crypto. Like that's just how it works for assets that are being traded on open markets. Bubbles are a real thing, and then they correct. So if you're saying that a bubble can form and inflate, and then pop, but barely, like it pops and it barely goes down, is that really even a pop then? The idea of a bubble inflating and then never popping, like that's not a thing. You can have markets that do trend up wildly but sustained over a longer period of time. But if you're talking about the type of outrageous price action that crypto is known for, then no, of course there's going to be a huge correction. And that's fine. I'll be buying everybody's fear when that happens. I'm not afraid to do that. I will do it gleefully. Here's a tweet from chart analyst Michael Vandepop. Bitcoin should hold this level around $66,000 to avoid a market-wide deeper correction. If it holds, $75,000 seems next. We'll see if that happens. That's about the tippy top of where Bitcoin should go according to the blockchain backer. So if it goes any much higher than that, what does that even mean? So, and right now, again, as I mentioned earlier, Bitcoin, it's now just a hair over $67,000. So as long as he says, Michael Vandepop says, It holds at least $66,000. We're going to see another burst up in the very short term to $75,000. Wow, this is what a crazy time. How lucky are we to like be in crypto? Some of the first humans on the entire planet to have invested in crypto. Only about 3% of humans have ever held crypto at all. And here we are, and the asset class, it's tiny. It's way bigger than it's ever been, sure. But my gosh, the opportunity for multiplier effects especially over a span of, like, imagine the next 5 or 10 years. Life-changing money. For anybody that's paying attention and wants to have it, if you have a sufficient time frame in mind, yes, the answer is yes. I believe that the opportunity is there, which isn't to say that there aren't risks. Of course there are risks, but like I also said earlier, I think that we are the biggest risks to our holdings, which is why once I buy something, I just hold for really long periods of time. I do nothing. That's my deal. I've never sold a single XRP, and I've never cashed out any of my crypto into United States dollars, but oh yes, I plan on cashing out, if not all of it, then damn near all of it this market cycle. It's crazy, like, after all of this. And so that's what it takes to be long term. And if it took another 5 years, then I'd just be that patient too. Or if it took another 10 years, that's how patient I'd be. Now, I do think we're at the tail end of the market cycle, so I don't suspect I'll have to be, but that's the type of fortitude that you need if you're going to make money investing. That's true of the stock market, and it's true of crypto. Just understanding human behaviors. Like, you don't need some sort of guru out there. You don't need a paid course to figure this stuff out. If people just understand some basic things along these lines, then all you have to do is just nothing. You just buy and hold. There you go. That's my course for free. Just don't do anything. Oh, man. I'll go ahead and wrap it there, but this is so cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with XRP. Because again, like I said, this is only the 4th time I've seen these analysts that I follow line up like this. And I'm going to keep reporting on it. The more I see from them, I'll keep covering it. Just trying to get my expectations right, just like the rest of us. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything that I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.